This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota, with your closing grain and livestock comments here for May 14th, 2021. Corn market down 31 cents, soybeans up 2 1/4, Chicago wheat up 5 3/4, Minneapolis up 4, Kansas City steady to down 1/4. On the week, using just kind of the May as a true weekly yet, down 87 3/4 on the corn market, beans down 17 1/4, Chicago down 46 1/4, Minneapolis to a similar tune, and Kansas City down 76 cents. So quite the liquidation week nonetheless. When we looked at corn off the July was down around 88.5. The bean market down around 2 to 3. So when you look at the true July, that gives you a little different perspective there. But all in all, it was a liquidation type week. USDA crop report, a big feature of that, coming out with that 1.507 billion bushel carryout, was greater than expectations. But I think the bigger fears are what kind of resided here Thursday and Friday. Informa was out with forecasted acres at 96.8 million acres planted to corn. If you plug that into the S&Ds that USDA gave us and just sub out those acres numbers, you're looking at somewhere between a 2.2 and 2.4 billion bushel carryout. So that just changes the dynamic there a little bit. Now, many will argue we've never had above a 176.4 crop, let alone a 179.5 that USDA is using for yields. We've got dryness concerns, too cool concerns, issues around that exist, and we get that. But again, this is part of the reason why we're seeing liquidation. Calmer heads will prevail, a lot like when we got overdone to the top side. We get a little overdone to the downside, but the key areas to focus into are 533 to 537 off the D's futures. We take that out. Going to need to be more attentive to getting that base marketing there. Otherwise, if we can hold that, we'll have another good support shelf there here as we work ahead. Keep in mind, too, that China bought 5.1 million metric tons of corn over the last week. That's 200 million bushel plus in the matter of 1 week in the new crop market. So a lot to be attentive to. The key stop in areas in soybeans remain around 13.09, so about 90 cents below the market current trading price. And planting and those features will be the big focus as we come into next week. Feeder cattle up 10, lives down 30, hogs down 137.5 on the week. Feeders up to the tune of 582.5. Live cattle down 72.5 and hogs down 82.5. When you look to the undertones there, kind of just steadyish amongst the cash undertones. When you look to exports, a big miss this week for the cattle and hog markets. And that's what allowed the markets to settle back a little bit. Even feeders should have performed a bit better with as much liquidation as we've seen in corn. But just kind of a stalemate here. We'll see what comes into next week and expect another wild one again next week. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation. Have a great afternoon.